So today, I just want to quickly reflect the role artificial intelligence plays in the world of artists. Now, I myself am a musician. My primary form of expression is music, and I will argue from this perspective, but I think you can apply this to any form of art, in my opinion. Now, how did we get here? Around 200,000 years ago, the human came into being, and a lot has happened since then. With the Industrial Revolution, we started to build things bigger and faster. Now, the goal for most was to create and invent machines that can do the hard, labor-intensive work that humans have to do, so that the humans can spend more time with their family, with their friends, and just spend more time being creative. Now, with AI, I think that it currently looks like there are more and more tools that take over this last part. So this part of being creative gets outsourced to machines. I just recently bumped into this thread on Twitter X by Johanna Maciejewska. I hope that I pronounced her name right. And she tweeted the following. You know what the biggest problem with pushing all things AI is? Wrong direction. I want AI to do my laundry and dishes so that I can do art and writing, not for AI to do my art and writing so that I can do my laundry and dishes. And this post actually really resonated with me because what she is saying is basically that these machines that get built, they kind of take away the part that makes us evolve as humanity, I guess. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a big proponent of technology and even AI, and this video should not be a rant about artificial intelligence or any company that is behind these tools. But what I want to talk about and what I want to address is just the direction this goes and also like the purpose with which we want to use these tools. Now, maybe you have heard of Suno. It is a website where you can just enter a prompt and then it just spits you out the music that you wish for. So you can enter like jazzy beat with drums and bass, and yeah, it gives you what you wish for. And some people actually argue that this is the future, that in the future everyone will just create their own music, films and art, and everyone is just responsible for their own entertainment, basically. Now, I have to be honest with you, I don't believe that. I think people really also like to depend on the taste of others. And I also just think that consuming art has a big cultural relevance when we do it together. I think it just creates this bonding experience when we watch or listen something together, and it just creates this feeling of togetherness. So I actually really doubt it that in the future everyone will create their own art. What I believe is that the process of creating something has a meaning on its own. I think the act of creating art is already enough for it to be pursued. And if machines now promise you to do this very thing for you, I think that just misses the whole point of it. And honestly, I tried Suno and I quite quickly got very bored and I didn't feel like I was being creative at all. And also, arguing now for the consumer side, I believe that the artist will always remain relevant. Because if everything is just fabricated by a machine, it's just not relatable anymore. At least that's what I feel like when I listen to an artificially generated song. So the person that actually entered the prompt into the machine is just more interesting for me than the machine itself. Björk actually once said, "It's so amazing when people tell me that electronic music has not got soul, and they blame the computers. They got the finger pointed at the computers like, there's no soul here." You can't blame the computer. If there's not soul in the music, it's because nobody put it there. This quote really hit hard for me when I heard it, and I think this is so true. For electronic music and also for AI music. Now, you can define soul however you want, but in my opinion, AI just has not got any soul yet. Maybe in the future, yes, but I think if that happens, everything changes anyways. Now, let's talk about the upside of AI. Just try to imagine AI as being a tool for you. I like to think of it more as an instrument or a DAW, for example. The DAW doesn't do anything on its own and it needs my input. But without DAW, I would not be able to do what I'm doing today. Now, AI could also potentially support artists in many different ways. If something is, for example, out of tune, or if a rhythm is not played very tight, or if there's a lot of noise on your recording, the AI could come in and assist you by cleaning up this recording. Now, these things are already being done anyways by other tools, and if the AI could come in here to help, I think that would be great. By the way, some people also just like to keep it the way as it is, with all the imperfections in it, and I think that's completely fine. It's just another way to approach it. Now, when you create something, you almost always draw inspiration from something that you consumed beforehand. I think it is almost impossible to come up with something completely new. Often it is a process of rearranging or recompiling things that you heard to create something new that has not been done yet. But I think there's a fine line between just duplicating something and copying it, or actually drawing inspiration from something and creating something new this way. AI also works like that in my understanding. You just feed it a lot of material and input, and from that it will create something with that reference in mind, basically. Now, my question is just how far these machines go in copying other works versus creating something new out of it. And also, what's the source material that gets fed into these machines? I think with AI, a completely new world of copyright problems emerges, and I'm just not quite sure yet what I should think of it. Should a company pay out royalties to the original artists that were used to create this AI? Or is it just inspiration, like when I listen to a piece of music and get inspired by it? I would also be curious to hear your opinion. Is it theft or is it inspiration? Let me know in the comments. So overall, I would say that AI is quite a buzzword at the moment, and that it's probably quite easy to sell or market something with this word on it. Which means that these companies that build these tools, like Suno for example, they get funded quite easily. But about the use cases, I'm not sure yet. I feel in art, these tools just lack something very fundamental. Sure, AI is great for specific tasks, but to take over the whole creative process? Nah, I don't think so. I myself just try to embrace the technology and these tools that help me to create something. But I actually signed up for making music because of the reward and because of the joy it gives me. And this shall never change. Thanks for watching.